the economy of Pakistan will collapse. I firmly believe that the economy of Pakistan will collapse within a few years. On the other hand, Indian economy will be the most developed economy within few years. We can see that Pakistan economy is facing several problems. The womb of the Pakistan's economy contains its own destruction. There is internal conflict and structural maladjustment in the economy. They are encircled or entrapped in different types of vicious problems. Investment is low, saving is low, industrial development, agricultural development, educational development, communication, roads, canals, bridges, etc. are foregone for war expenditure. As per the statistics of 2024-25, 3 lakh crore rupees are expended for defense. They are diverting the limited resources for economic development. We know that in simple economic theory, multiplicity of wants, scarcity of means, and the applicability of scarce means to alternative uses constitute economic problem. In Pakistan, we can see chaos, confusion, and anarchy in different spectrum of social life. There is poverty, unemployment, and different social problems. Unnecessary intervention and interference of military dictatorship is creating economic and social problems. If you are analyzing the political history of any country where military dictatorship is accepted, there won't be balanced development and integrated development. There are power mongers and there will be political instability in that economy. In Pakistan also, there is no balanced economic development. They are propagating violence and terrorism. They are propagating terrorism in the name of language, in the name of territory, in the name of religion. On the other hand, India is believing in peace, order, harmony, and peaceful coexistence. Now we can analyze this issue in the perspective of an economist. According to an economist, in order to measure the magnitude of development, there are certain parameters or indicators like increase in national income, increase in gross national product, increase in human development index, gender empowerment index, finally human happiness index. We should remember the fact that any country, the ruler must focus on human happiness. In the period of terror, in the period of psychic strain and pain, the people will never accept that economy and that leader. He won't be a generally accepted leader. On the other hand, a leader who is having the integrated vision and integrated mission for economic development, that leader will be accepted. There are several problems in the economy: chronic unemployment, fiscal deficit, energy problem. So many problems are there. Foreign exchange reserves are very low. Energy crisis is there. The ruler is not focusing on these types of issues. Social repercussions are negative in that economy. On the other hand, if you are analyzing the history and nature, compensation and pattern of our economy, we can see that we are focusing on integrated development, balanced development, well-organized, well-development, well-integrated development. We are not unnecessarily diverting our limited resources for defense and terrorism. Remember, they are always trying to take loans from IMF, but they are failing to repay the money because the approach of the leader is not properly focused. So, if you are taking the decisions and approaches and principles of economists, including Nobel Prize winners, we can see that war economics is dangerous to an economy. John Maynard Keynes, the father of modern economics, observed that any country which is propagating war and terrorism will face disastrous consequences. Joseph Stiglitz also analyzed this view. Milton Friedman, Paul A. Samuelson, Simon Kuznets conducted a very detailed study in developing countries for analyzing the channelization of resources for different purposes. And he arrived at the conclusion that an underdeveloped economy which is focusing on defense is having no potential prospect for steady, sustained economic development. Dear sisters and brothers of India, India is a land of peace, order, harmony, and peaceful coexistence. The Ashtavarna Sanskriti never believe in violence. But we will never allow anybody to create and propagate terrorism in our motherland. We know the art and crafts of defeating terrorism. We know the art and crafts of defeating terrorism in our motherland. Jai Hind.